how to utilize smart contracts on Kaspa, Kasplex zkEVM. All right, so let's get straight to it. Last time I streamed, I was playing around with it, but everything wasn't like released yet. So now we got a lot more protocols online, so we could actually start testing things out. So let's walk through it. Okay, I think everything's live and set up. Yeah. So we'll see how things go. So first off is Casware. I mean, most people have Casware. Okay, so I got some Cas, got some Nacho, and what we also are going to need. So I was walking through Curve. This is the bridge to move L1 Cas to the L2. It's absolutely necessary, and this is a step that is like pre ZK. So we're relying on a bridge. This bridge brings in inherent trust. Like usually, there's no way around it until we get zero knowledge proofs on Kaspa. So for now, this is what we have. This is for the Kaspa itself. And then we have Cat Bridge. It just actually went online earlier today. So Cat Bridge is crazy. It's actually crazy. This was developed by Cat Foundation, founders of Nacho. So the security behind it and everything, it's as decentralized as it can get for a bridge, especially for KRC20. It's pretty crazy. You check the docs, and it's wild reading through it. Yeah, highly suggest looking through the Git book for the Cat Bridge. Really cool stuff. So this is what we're going to have to do. I already bridged some Kaspa over last time. I set up a MetaMask. Okay, it was pretty straightforward. But I did have the wrong Nacho contract. I'm going to have to update this contract. So let me hide that and get the real contract. Here it is. Copy that and import, select network. So here's the thing. In order to get the so you got your MetaMask set up. In order to get it set up, you're going to have to go to Chainlist. This is like the first thing you should probably do. Chainlist, look up Kasplex, add network. So I'm already connected, but you click connect or whatever it says here, and then what it would do is it'll automatically add the Kasplex network to MetaMask. So that's huge. It's super convenient. You don't have to do anything, and yeah, it's super straightforward. So you don't have to add a custom network. Chainlist does it for you. And this is like, yeah, very reputable. So that's like a little cheat code. So in order to use Curve, you actually need Casware and MetaMask. There's no way around. Yeah, you have to have, yo, bending unit. Let's go. What's good? Hey, yo. So yeah, I was trying to get these live chat messages going so I could like see it in real time without opening up OBS, but hey, whatever. So what was I saying? So yeah, Curve, you need Casware and MetaMask. For Cat Bridge, in order to bridge your KRC20 tokens over, you're going to need, actually, you're going to need another one. You're going to need, it's recommended to use Castle Wallet. You could just search that up. And these three are the real ones. This is their Twitter, their X, there's a website, and this is the Chrome store. Doesn't matter, just click it. And here you go. It's actually available on the mobile and Chrome for desktop. So I'm on desktop. I'm going to download this extension, but it's really cool. They have a mobile app as well that should be able to work. Really, really cool. It's one of the few, compatible KRC20, KNS. It's like one of the most updated wallets that's also compatible on a phone. Pretty cool because you could actually trade and use DEXs and all that stuff, all the platforms on the phone. So here we go. I have Castle now installed, and I'm going to now need to, let's see, I could import existing wallet. So I'll have to create a password here because this Castle wallet is recommended for Cat Bridge. It's just, you see here, it's connected. It's automatically connected to my Casware. But when I was using Casware, I was testing it out earlier, and it just wasn't really, it was like kind of glitching up with Casware. So using Castle Wallet, the recommended wallet, it worked perfectly. So I connect Castle Wallet to my Kaspa wallet here. Then my ERC20 wallet, I'm going to connect, you could either connect it with Castle Wallet or MetaMask. I suggest using MetaMask. Now, like another reason why I highly suggest using MetaMask is because you're going to be able to use and connect your ledger, a ledger device, to MetaMask. And that makes it like, so if you get malware on your computer, they can't just drain it. They can't just drain your wallet because they're not going to have that signature confirmation on your ledger device. So get yourself a ledger if you can, because I have it in the description of the, at least on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, Ledger is phenomenal for this purpose, for EVM compatible, this whole layer for Kasplex and for Igra Labs. And just keep in mind that like Igra Labs and Kasplex, this is only the start for Kaspa. Like we're gonna get, don't forget about Sparkle. Okay, Sparkle is a layer 1.5. It's honestly most similar to, or more similar to VProgs. I don't know the exact details of how similar it's going to be with VProgs, but then VProgs itself is fully L1. That's literally like smart contracts on the L1. It's not smart contracts, it's its own thing. But that is like Solana level. So this here, all this smart contracts, this is just the start. This is that a little bit of, I don't want to call it like so much fragmented, but it's a little bit fragmented, having these different layer 2 ecosystems, having to bridge between them or whatever. But when we get the VProgs, that's going to be a huge upgrade. So you just got to keep looking long term, and just keep in mind that this is only the start, and these bridges are going to be a lot more seamless between L2s, especially with zero knowledge proofs. You're not going to have to trust a bridge. You're going to have that zero knowledge to do the trustless bridging. So here, I'm going to just create a Castle wallet. Okay. So let me just hide my screen real quick. Hey, yo, I think my chat is like just popping up. Unfortunately, I don't see that, but you guys can see that. Like, yeah, it's weird. I gotta still play around with it. But yeah, how we doing, my friends? Caspians. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import a private key from Casware. So with my Castle wallet, I'm not going to just create it from scratch because I already have everything in Casware. So I'll just export private key in Casware. I'll show you how to do that momentarily. Copy the private key. You gotta be like super careful with this type of stuff because, again, it's not like, yeah, I mean, copying and pasting stuff. Again, if you have malware, you're done for. Okay, so I now have my Castle wallet, so I might as well show you guys. Just double check here. Yeah. All right, here we go. Yo, what's good? Jace, hash dogs. When Igra smart contracts will launch? So Igra is planning to launch Q4, and I also saw another estimate. So initially they were Q4 2025, but I also saw another estimate of Q1 2026. So we'll see exactly when Igra launches, but I think it's going to launch very similar to when, like in the same time frame of when zk actually launches as well, which would be awesome. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it would be very, very cool for that to launch with Igra. It'll be a huge upgrade for smart contracts, and it'll allow VProgs to be released as well, which is huge. All right, so here we go with Castle wallet. Unfortunately, it doesn't like expand, not to my understanding. So here we go, and it's basically the same thing as my Casper wallet. And yeah, to export private key, you go here and export private key. That's how you do it on Casware. So you can get your same wallet from Casware on Castle, so that you can use the KRC20 bridge. Okay, so Cat Bridge. And just so you guys know, Cat Bridge is literally like the only KRC20 bridge for KRC20 to ERC20 that's like online that I know of. I don't think even Kaspa.com is having their bridge active and online. Even KSPR, they were actually going to have their own bridge, but they saw how good Cat Bridge was, and they were like, all right, no, I like what you're doing. I want to help you guys out. So KSPR was just basically integrate a cat bridge into their bot, the KSPR bot. So if you use KSPR, if you prefer using KSPR on Telegram, then the bridge that is available there with the command, like /bridge, that command, that's actually using cat bridge. So yeah, I mean, it's just another way to do it. So I just prefer using this way, but yeah, whatever floats your boat. So, okay, so with Curve, make sure everything's connected properly. Check the wallet addresses. Check Castle wallet. Here, wait, let's go back here. Yeah, this is the correct ending of the address. And let's check MetaMask. Click receive, and there's the address, 922F3. All right, yeah, that's right. But the thing is, like, I'm not sure if I want to show how to connect. Yeah, I might as well show how to connect to a Ledger device on MetaMask. This is how to do it. So you click here at account, you add account, you click hardware wallet. Okay, again, this is what I highly suggest doing. Get yourself a Ledger, get yourself a Ledger device so you can protect your assets on the L2. You don't so like you won't need to move it back to the L1 in order to get them on Tangent. You could just keep them protected on a separate wallet on the L2 using MetaMask and Ledger. Okay, so Ledger is, yeah, that's the main benefit of Ledger. It's also a very good it's a very good cold wallet. So you go here and you click Ledger. You click continue. So you just gotta connect the device. So a lot of them work with Bluetooth. This one here works with USB. Connect it, and yeah, it's pretty simple. And then the beautiful thing about it is that like I tried it on, I think I tried it on all of them. That Ledger is actually compatible and works very well with all of the dApps, all the applications. Because like I said, it works very well with MetaMask. And all of these protocols, all these dApps, these platforms on the Kasplex L2, they all work very well with MetaMask. So that's the beautiful thing about it. I'm just gonna let you guys know as well that Castle Wallet also technically works with Ledger, but it's kind of strange. They don't use Ledger in the way that I was hoping for them to use. They use Ledger with Cas Vault. Okay, casvault.io, casvault.io. This whole website. So this is like a third party vault with Ledger that connects with Ledger, third party application thing that. So I'm not crazy about it. The fact that they use that, because actually Ledger is going to be natively compatible with Kaspa as well. And I just prefer MetaMask, honestly. MetaMask with Ledger works very well. I was using Castle Wallet with, what is it? Castle Wallet with that casvault.io, which works with Ledger, but it just it wasn't working with these dApps, wasn't working with these applications. So I wasn't crazy about it. So just letting you guys know in case just to save you guys some time. Okay, so let's get back to it. So I have this address. These addresses work out, and I just did a fresh reload. And now I'm gonna put in, let's see, I want to basically leave like at least 20 CAS and on the L1. So let's put 980, what, 80.5, something like that. It'll be a bridge 0.5 fee and should work out. Oh, here, I'll do 80.05. Yeah. All right, let's send that. So I got this bridging now, and I'm going to now go to cat bridge. So, yo, Rabby is better than MetaMask. I know I keep seeing Rabby. I guess it's Rabby. I keep seeing Rabby popping up. I haven't like tried it at all. So I'm honestly curious because if people keep using Rabby, keep mentioning Rabby, like there has to be a reason why it's popular. Because it's MetaMask is honestly has been so popular. So for Rabby to come out of nowhere, um, there has to be a reason. So all right. So now with okay, here in Cat Bridge, we're gonna go connecting to Castle Wallet. So this is correct. This is for the Kaspa account. Again, you just confirm the ending of the address that it matches, and it does. So let me close that. So we're good on that. Now the ERC, we're gonna go to MetaMask here, or if you have Rabby, it should pop up. We're gonna click connect. And there it is. So there's the 1 mil Nacho that I had in my wallet. So the fact that it popped up, that basically confirms everything is like working, which is good. Very good. All right, so now I'm just gonna send it all. Just bridge it all in one go. It's not like it's so much, but yeah, just be careful, using this bridge right now for like majority of your holdings because the bridge isn't audited yet. Uh, Give it a try. You soon done MetaMask forever. All right, JC, I'll try Rabby next time, and I'll definitely compare the two because I grew up with MetaMask basically, so I'll be very interested to see how a wallet can be so much superior. Definitely not against trying it out. Okay, so let's bridge this. So this is going to be a 10 CAS fee to bridge. You do need at least 15 CAS on the L1 to bridge. So something to keep in mind. Shouldn't take too long. Oops, we're going to have confirmation messages popping up. Something else. Oh, look, I didn't even sign it yet. This is for the curve sending to the bridge. I didn't even click sign and pay. So you have to make sure to remember to click these signing messages. So yeah, there's the 15 CAS. It's going to return 5 CAS. So I click yes for that. You have no idea. It's night. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. All right, Rabby. I'll take your word for it, JC. I'm going to download it. Should I download it right now? I'll be a noob on it, but it's probably super straightforward. Let me check it out. Rabby wallet. Your go-to for Ethereum and EVM. It looks sleek, a little bunny. Okay, let's check on the bridge, the curve bridge. I think it's still processing. Castle commit. Fail to sign broadcast. Oh, what's happening? Is it because like I was doing 2 transactions at once? Let me reload real quick. No idea what happened. Kaspa wallet's not connected. Is Rabby messing me up? Okay, wait. Kaspa wallet. There we are. Yeah. Let's see. All right, confirm. And there we go. All right, now the cat bridge is working. I guess I don't know what happened before. Probably something with messed up when I was doing these 2 transactions at the same time. Okay, cool. The 1,000 CAS moved over. Well, the 800 or the 980. So now we got 1,000 on the L2. Got 10 CAS on the L1. Huh. You know what? Let me check out Kaspa.com real quick. Connect to this. Casware. I want to see if I have any transactions that are retrieve. Does this work? Cash. Nah. Thought there's a way to like to claim transactions that like, huh? Because if I'm correct, I should have 20 cash left over. I don't know, man. The cap bridge and curve might have messed something up doing it at the same time, so I suggest not doing it at the same exact time. But there we go. The processing is happening with cap bridge. It looks like it might have completed. Yeah, there we go. So here's Nacho. Remember, I had to add the Nacho. I had to import the token, and I just went to Kasplex network. I got the contract address, copied it, went to MetaMask, pasted it, and it's already added. Okay, so now we can have some fun. We got 1,000 Cas, 1 million Nacho. What should we do? Should we just go sell everything? Casper's not working on the KRC20 bridge. Yeah, I know, Thomas. It's weird. That's why it's like I had to download this Castle wallet. It's the first time I've been using it. It's pretty good, but it stinks because like you need. Here I am with Casware, and then I had to get MetaMask for the Curve bridge, and then I had to get what is this Castle wallet for the Cat bridge. So I have these three wallets. It's kind of uh, it's frustrating, but at the same time, it's literally just the start. So these things will all fix, and everything's gonna come together. And yeah, same for Kaspa. Everything's gonna come together, everything in its own time. So I'm not worried about it. Hit that like button. Let's go. Hey yo. There's 9.3 million Cas bridged on Casplex. Wow, that's a lot. Hey yo. Sent that twice. Okay. So now we could check out some cool things. So Moonbound isn't launched yet. They're gonna launch in like a week. So here's Zealous. The crazy thing too, you go to cast.fyi and you could they have a new tab, L2 networks, and you could see everything. The total value locked, 24-hour volume, the projects, Casplex, Igra. So here we go, the three main platforms on Kaspa. You got Zealous Swap, Kaspa.com, well, LFG.Kaspa, and you got KSPR. Total value locked. This is so much money, and it's like imagine, like CapBridge audit is not even done yet, and zk is not even released yet. It's not even integrated yet, and we still have so much faith and trust in the system. Imagine when all these things, when the zero knowledge proofs gets integrated, of course these numbers are going to drastically increase, without a doubt. So here's like here's Zealous. So you got staking, you got farms, you even got membership if you want to get some discounts. Pretty cool. Let's connect wallet. So just keep in mind, every single time you connect wallet to any platform, any DApp, anything, any website, you are giving them access to your wallet, like in a way. So what am I gonna do here? Yeah, I'm gonna do MetaMask. Connecting to MetaMask. This is my L2. Huh? Did I mess up? Here. MetaMask is connected. All right, let's connect again. MetaMask. Why is it giving me a scan with MetaMask? That's so weird. What? Yo. No, that's not a lot. It's not even $1 million, but it's like the beginning. There's nothing to do with Casplex yet. Yeah, exactly. There's like hardly anything to do. We have dexes, we have farming, we have some staking, but lending protocols and like anything else is just not there yet. So you don't give them access to your wallet when you connect to a website. You don't give them access to your wallet. Yeah, when you connect to a website, I don't even honestly, I don't know what exactly it needs from you from your wallet. But when you're doing like actual swaps, for example, then you absolutely are consenting to like if they wanted to do anything malicious, they could. So what am I supposed to connect here? Recommend it. Why is it here scanning? This didn't happen to me before. Uh, Connect wallet. Huh. MetaMask is here. Here, let me just turn off Rabby for a sec. Let me go here and just turn it off. Sometimes having a lot of different Chrome extensions, maybe that could like mess things up. Yeah, look at that. Literally, Rabby was preventing MetaMask to pop up. That's crazy. This happened before to me a long time ago when I was like using MetaMask and Trust Wallet. Practice funds for these trials. Yeah, these are just practice funds. But yeah, if you had MetaMask and Trust Wallet or even like Coinbase, like these are all different decentralized app wallets. If you have them all as extension browsers, like they can mess up, just like you just saw right now. It just my MetaMask wouldn't pop up because of Rabby Wallet was there. It's weird. It's just weird. So sometimes it just takes some troubleshooting, but you'll figure it out. So here we go. So what I'm thinking to do. So I got 1 mil Nacho, 1,000 Cas. I'm thinking just to see what's up with farming. I don't suggest farming, okay? Because there's impermanent loss, but I'm honestly curious because this APR is not bad. So let's see. How do I add to this farm? My Kasplex is here. So here's the Nacho. Here's how to stake Nacho. You earn 10% of all Moonbound revenue, and you're also going to be earning like something like 30% of all of the revenue on Zealous, something like that. Is it 30%? Or is it 15%? It might be 15%, and then the other 15% goes to like Nacho NFT stakers. Yeah, so I could stake Nacho. I could do max and stake Nacho. And all the fees are pretty low. So I'm gonna have to make another video on Casplex fees and with regards to paying Kaspa miners because it's an interesting topic and it seems like there's some misunderstandings or something like that going around. So I'll definitely make a video clarifying all that because it should be clarified and I don't think anything foul is in play. Basically, like the gas fees right now are just so low and there's not much going to miners because the fee markets just there's not much activity going on right now. There's not much like reason to increase the gas fee because it's not very competitive. So a lot of Kaspa isn't going to miners right now on Casplex. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, so here we go. This is I want to basically go to liquidity, and here we go. Here we go. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. I think. Here we go. So this is how you farm. Oh, all right, all right. How much should I put in the farm? So these metrics, pretty interesting. 24 hours, there's $115 of fees. And total value locked, 120,000. 1.4 billion Nacho, 800,000 Kaspa. So it's kind of interesting how the farming stuff works. So there's farms, that's Zealous. Kaspa.com, they have a whole, their lending thing is in testnet. Same with Fervent. I don't think Fervent on from Zealous is launched yet. So they have a DEX, Kaspa.com, pretty straightforward. Just swap tokens. Let's see, is Nacho here? Oh, I got a connect wallet. So let's connect MetaMask. Yeah. There we go. Can I just search Nacho? Do I need to like throw in that contract address? Yeah. No liquidity pair exists for these tokens. All right, that's interesting. So looks like Kaspa.com really needs liquidity. I don't even know if it's online or what. View positions. So yeah, I don't know. So everything needs a liquidity pool. That's Kaspa.com. Looks like it doesn't really have liquidity pools live for Nacho at least. KSPR, let's check. Do you have anything? Here's Nacho. Connect wallet. MetaMask. So these are the three main platforms. And crazy enough, they're all going to be giving like an airdrop in various ways to people that have used the platform, people that use the testnet, people that hold certain NFTs, even people that hold tokens. Like there's airdrop opportunities for a lot of the ecosystem. A lot of the people that have been using Kaspa and KRC20, there's going to be a lot of airdrop like going to these people, going to these holders. Let's see if this works. Show route details. So I think KSBR is like a DEX aggregator, and I don't know exactly how they work. Oh, here's an interesting chart. I don't know exactly all the details. But an aggregator basically takes the swap from through different dexes and gets you the best price instead of doing the swap on one dex. At least that's what I think it's doing. Perhaps. Don't know. But there you go. There's options, and that's the cool thing. So going back to Zealous, I'm gonna put in, I don't know, 7. I want to stake some Nacho and I want to deposit some. So let's see. Should I start off with half? Deposit half of Nacho into a farm and see how it does. Might as well. Then the other half I'll stake it. And the thing with impermanent loss is that, like, say for example, if Nacho increases like twice the value of Kaspa, you're going to need to put in like twice the amount of Kaspa in this other side of the pool, liquidity pool. It's kind of weird. And that's where impermanent loss comes into play. Say, for example, Kaspa rises twice in value and Nacho stays the same value, then you're going to need to add twice as much Nacho to keep the balance of that liquidity pair. And your liquidity tokens, like you're going to get like a liquidity pair token thing that represents this pool. It's going to stay like the same value, or I don't know. It's super complicated kind of how it works. That's why I really don't suggest doing it unless you really know what you're doing. Basically, this farming is very good and it works if the price for both Kaspa and Nacho stay like basically tied to each other. Once Kaspa rises 5%, Nacho rises 5%. If that's the case, which it kind of has been recently, this type of pool is going to do very good and you're going to be earning good, like, you're going to be earning from the fees, some good APR. But once stuff starts to deviate, Nacho deviates from Cas deviates from Nacho, you're gonna have to like make up for that deviation by putting in more Cas or Nacho to keep the balance. That is where impermanent loss comes into play. Again, not exactly sure. I think that's like a good way to how it basically goes. So let me just approve it and we'll see how it does. This is for testing anyways. Let's see how it works. So it's good though. I'll have a lot of Kaspa left over. I'll have half the Nacho left over. So if I do need to add liquidity to balance it out, I can. Look at the fees. It's very low. 3 cents is what? Like, I don't know, 0.3 Cas? Not 0.0, 0.3? Yeah, maybe 0.3 Cas? 0.2 Cas? I don't know, but it could be lower, honestly. That's kind of weird that it's not like Sampai, but it has to be 0.2 or 0.1 Cas. I don't know. It's still super cheap. So let's go back to Zealous and check what happened here. Go to profile, positions, and here we go. Here's the liquidity pool position that I have. It's basically one whole token. WCAS / Nacho. I have 11,750 of this pair here. Let's see what else I can do with it. So I can deposit it here. So now that I got the liquidity, now I'm going to deposit it inside this farm. And I'm going to be able to earn Zeal as rewards. So Zeal is basically airdropping and rewarding people. That's their whole tokenomics. And yeah, well, let's see how this goes. 1 cent fee, no problemo. Deposit LP. Oh, snap, we got a 50-cent fee there. Yeah, the main thing is like setting it all up. And so let's see now. I added it to a farm. Now what happened? I don't think I'll even have anything in my wallet. Let's check. Zealous swap portfolio positions. Yeah, so now it's not even in my control anymore. It's like literally in a farm. So it's like, again, placing a lot of trust in a farm. But I do trust this whole platform, and people are doxxed. Nacho founders doxxed, Cat Foundation doxxed, Zealous Swap developers doxxed. So there's the trust is warranted. It's fine. But again, I don't suggest doing that. Like putting all your holdings. I don't suggest bridging all your holdings. I don't suggest putting everything into staking, into farming. I don't suggest that like at all, because just give it some time. Make sure things like work well. Maybe in a week, see how things are working. So here I am testing, making sure things are working as they should. Figuring out that you need a Castle wallet, MetaMask. You need these two. So most people already have Casper, so now you're gonna have to download these other extensions. Or if you want to, instead of MetaMask, you could use Rabby. All right, so let's stake some Nacho. See how this goes. I'm gonna stake them all, because the cool thing with this staking thing is that like once you stake it, you could actually unstake it at any time. So literally, there's no reason not to stake. I mean, I guess the main thing is when you're staking, you're basically trusting the smart contract locker, the staking locker, that it goes with inside a smart contract. And yeah, if that smart contract somehow gets hacked, then your Nacho could be stolen. But that's why this was everything, like this whole platform, this whole staking contract, all this, everything developed here was audited by the leading or one of the leading auditors of the crypto industry, Hexens. I don't know if the S or without an S, but they're huge and they found a lot of issues and some actually very major ones. And guess what? They got them all fixed. So the Cat Foundation with Zealous, they fixed everything, made it as secure as you could possibly get. And there we go. So they basically, like Hexen, those auditors, they basically try to hack the system. And yeah, then you're basically fixing, making it unhackable. These people really, not a single one of they've been auditing crypto, basically the crypto industry for, I don't know how long, decade already? I don't know if decade, maybe just like 5 years, something like that. And not a single one of the projects they audited has ever gone hacked, which is crazy. All right, so there we go. I staked some Nacho. I staked 500,000 Nacho. And once Moonbound is running, revenue auto deposit weekly. Once start getting revenue from Zealous, then I'm going to be able to claim additional Nacho. This I guess this pool, this pair, is going to it's going to have more X Nacho. I think that's how it works. I think something like that. Yeah, the X Nacho is going to have more value. So when you revert it back to the Nacho, you're going to be able to revert it for more Nacho. Something like that. Very dumbed down version. So that's the main thing with Zealous. Basically, I did everything but sell and buy stuff. I could buy something. I still have a lot of Kaspa. Let me buy some Nacho just because. Why not? Let's put in 100 Kas. Yeah, 100 Kas to buy some Nacho. This might mess things up though with, nah, it should be fine. Let's see, how much can I buy? Because if I could get an extra 500,000, I can put that into the farm. Yeah, let's put like 500,000. How do I do that? 500,000 Nacho equals 277.5. Round up a little bit. Round up a little more. And that should do it. 280. 279.5. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though. Like, there's been so much on Kaspa.com, the L1 marketplace. Like, NFTs have been going wild. The Nacho NFTs floor price rising a lot. This new NFT, Bitcoin, the turtle, been getting a lot of traction. Yonatoshi, I mean everything. It's pretty cool to see a lot of NFTs gaining traction, getting a lot of volume here. Pretty cool. Let's check the domain market. These are the KNS. These things just like, it's not as hyped up yet. I mean, a lot of people have a KNS, but like market for it just isn't really there yet. So there has been, let's check the all time. So there's just like not so much activity. Yeah, there's some. There's some activity going on. There's a lot of trades for some smaller KNS domains. It's more so like a long game, a long investment. Find something cool, find a good KNS, stick with it, and just hodl it. Tokens have been doing pretty good, I guess. Nacho is basically the one leading right now. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm gonna be pumping Nacho a little bit right now. Let's see, gonna be swapping some Kaspa to Nacho, getting 500k Nacho. I'll add it to the farm, see how it goes. So I'll have 1 million Nacho in the farm, and I'll probably just add another 500,000 to staking Nacho. So I'll have 1 million Nacho in the farm, 1 million Nacho staked. We'll see which one does better. Okay. Let's go back to the farm. In order to add to the farm, you got to go to liquidity and deposit. So these are the existing pools right now. These are the APRs. Nacho is the highest, most profitable one right now. But as more people add to the pool, liquidity pool, it's going to be less profitable. Just how it works. Let me add an even 500,000. Insufficient funds. Okay. Yeah, I need to switch this to CAS. I think that's going to route it from CAS to WCAS. WCAS is just a wrap version of CAS, and I think it just makes things easier for DEXs. DEXs need that wrapped version of Kaspa. It's just some sort of EVM compatible thing that they like, that the EVM likes wrapped versions of the native token. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how, just that's just how it works. Yo, what's good, Trillion? What about NFTs? You hold any? Heck yeah, hold some NFTs. Let's go. I got I mean, obviously my profile picture, so the cast punks. But yeah, I got Nacho NFTs, you know, all the popular ones. The let's just go down the list. I'm trying to hunt for this one Nacho NFT, and like I keep asking like who has this one NFT. I keep asking in the Discord, but I haven't gotten a response yet from someone that owns this one NFT, because I want one in his collection. But and I could like change. I really want to change my profile picture too because it looks so cool. But I haven't gotten a response. So hey yo, if you own a Nacho NFT, check the Nacho Discord. Go to the Cat NFTs channel, and it might just be your NFT that I really want to buy. But yeah, we got some NFT. Yeah, I like NFTs. They're basically like, okay, they don't have as much liquidity as tokens, but like they're much more volatile. They can be much more profitable. They're like a max leverage. So you got tokens, like for example, Nacho token is like the leverage of CAS, but then the leverage of Nacho honestly is like the Nacho NFT. So it's harder to sell, but it can gain like a lot of X's. So I mean, the floor price was as low as like 500. So for it to now, it's already up ×4 from its bottom floor. This Bitcoin one, it was like minting at 100. It's now ×4, 400. The Caspunks, it minted at 1,000. It's now 3,600, and it went a lot higher than this. It was like it hit like a peak floor of like 10k Kaspa. So yeah, uh I have like all the popular ones from the main mainly from the first launch. When the NFTs first launched, I got most of those from those collections. Everything else, like, not really, but it's cool. NFTs are cool. Supports the ecosystem. So where was I? Love your workscape. Your coverage of the space is excellent. Yo, thanks, Trillion Capital. Means a lot, bro. So here we go. Approve Nacho. Adding 500,000 to the pool, liquidity pool. Gonna earn some fees passively if everything works out. Again, the impermanent loss is kind of complicated. If Kaspa or Nacho deviate from each other, I could lose some money. But hey, this is for the sake of science and testing. So I gotta try it. I think I clicked confirm. Pool details. Oh, there we go. Add liquidity now. Yep. Yeah, so it seemed like it spiked on like the second day. A lot of trading activity happened. Honestly, Nacho follows Kaspa pretty well. They pump, Nacho pumps a little bit more. They dump, Nacho dumps a little bit more. So I'm not too worried about it. But honestly, I suggest just holding, just staking Nacho. I'm just honestly curious. I've never really farmed a liquidity pool before. So I'm honestly just curious to see how profitable or unprofitable it is. Because yeah, the APR can look like so good, but it's not keeping in mind like how bad it can actually get as well if with impermanent loss. So now I go to the farms section and I'm going to deposit here. And this just adds extra rewards. Like, look, I already have some zeal from my last deposit of 500,000 500,000 Nacho. So I already gained 0.03 zeal. I don't know how much is that worth. Probably like 1 cent. But yeah, this zeal is coming from their reward system, their tokenomics of they have a lot of zeal to give away, basically. Look at this. Zeal airdrops, 10%. Marketing, listing, 8%. Where is their... It might be this one. Zeal Swap Community Management? I don't know. I don't know how they work things out, but something somewhere, they have a lot of tokens. Because look, 100% pre-minted. A lot of this, yeah, I think it probably comes from CapRidge, probably. I don't know. They have a lot of rewards to give out to people, that are using their platform, that are farming, that are staking. Deposit LP. Yes. Confirm. That's like the most expensive transaction I've seen on the L2. 0.45 cents, basically 50 cents. But I guess it might be a more complex transaction. All right, let's go to my portfolio here. And don't have much Kaspa left. Don't have much Nacho left. But I have staked Nacho and I have farmed Cas with Nacho. That's what's up. Yep. KSPR. I wonder, let's check out the liquidity pool here. Yeah, the fees are much lower in this liquidity pool with Nacho. Like, of course, most people on trading Nacho are trading on Zealous because if you trade on Zealous, you're going to be getting a portion of those generated fees right back at you for staking Nacho. So, like, why would you not? If you're using Nacho, if you're already holding Nacho, you might as well just use Zealous. More of the platform revenue just comes right back to you. But here, uh, there's still some. APR is lower, fees are lower, trading volume is lower, but also the pool is smaller. So I don't know. This is like one of these are fake Yellow. See, I'm gonna be honest, okay? Yeah, this yellow thing is kind of like trendy, it's kind of cool, but let me pull up the X real quick. Yellow, how do we? I don't even have it. What is it called? Yeah, Yona turtle. Yeah. Casper the goat. All right. Well, Kaspa Finance is another DEX. Okay, Kaspa Finance. I'll need to try out Kaspa Finance. Casper the Ghost of Kaspa. Yo, honestly, Casper the Ghost has been grinding too. I like how they built that streaming platform. I'll definitely have to try it. The thing is, it doesn't like they could build that on Kaspa. Like the network could and should be the block DAG. It's just it's like running on a different like crypto network. And then it's running Kaspa on top of that. So hopefully down the line, Casper can like build everything on Kaspa. That would be very cool. But I understand it's just the start right now. V3 DEX has less chance of impermanent loss as you only stake liquidity within price ranges. So if a token pumps, it removes liquidity. Interesting. Has less chance. As you only stake liquidity within price range. So if a token pumps, it removes liquidity. That is very interesting. So I don't think Zealous has the V3. Does Zealous? I don't think so. No. Yeah, Zealous doesn't have that V3 DEX. I know KSPR, I think it does. I don't know what Kaspa.com has. And yeah, I mean, I don't think they even have a pool for Nacho yet. But yeah, that's interesting. So I guess V3 has a lot more micromanagement if you really want to like to activate chat, please enable channels here. What's this mean? I don't want to give things away. I don't know what that's all about. All right, so yeah, I mean it's interesting. It's interesting. I'll definitely want to try it out. How do I? Should I do something? Should I deposit someone in KSPR? Deposit. I have a little tiny bit. I put 50 and oh my gosh, I have too little. This is too little. Because look at this. Here's the custom range. So I guess it does everything within this 20%, negative 20%. But it still does have like impermanent loss because like if it does go up and it doesn't come back down, then I guess you're going to be your impermanent loss is going to be like kind of like a stop loss of 20% because that if that's the range that it can like be volatile in before your liquidity gets pulled out, then technically it's like your impermanent loss is it gets only as bad as like a 20% difference, I think. Well, yeah. Or could it be at as much as 40%? I don't know. I don't know. But that I think that's so it's not like full on what do you call it? Protection against impermanent loss. But yeah, I think it definitely has less drastic loss in the off chance something really pumps. So I guess there, there's a cost and there's advantage and disadvantages to both. I haven't seen that one before. Yeah, it's basically like a stop loss spot on. Yeah. How about Kaspa Finance? Is that one V3 DEX or is that a V2 DEX? Honestly, I don't want to really micromanage so much with this DEX, the farming, because it's more so for fun. So I kind of, in this case, I would prefer V2 DEX, but it's interesting that you have the option in the V3 DEX because you could do full range here. I think that's basically what the V2 DEX on Zealous swap is. And then if you really want to micromanage things and have your stop loss and stuff like that, then you could with the customized. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So what am I going to do here? Yeah, Kaspa Finance is V3. Cool, cool. It's nice to have options because I also want to like play around with DEX aggregators because there's all these DEXs, and in order to get the best price on the DEX on your swap, say for example you're doing a huge swap. I mean, I think of course it's most applicable for a giant swap. Then you should probably use a DEX aggregator so it puts your swap like some of it on this deck, some of it on that deck, some of it on the other deck, so it gets the most bang for your buck. Yeah, Kaspa Analytics site is awesome. For sure. And they keep updating it, which is really cool. Look, they already have protocols, and they have the protocols here, transaction count. You can check in the last 24. They have the whole time frame here. Really cool to see. Cassia, that's pretty nice. So all the different protocols, that's sick. Something else that's super interesting. I don't know if you guys saw, but Kaspa hit an all-time high for max transactions per second. 4.47 thousand, 4,470 transactions, TPS. Wild, because the max used to be 3.8 or something like that, 3,800. And just like yesterday or on the 28th, hit a new max TPS. This is wild because this TPS technically shouldn't be possible on Kaspa. Kaspa should just be able to do like 3,000 max, 3,000 TPS max. So the fact that Kaspa was able to reach 4,000, basically 4.5 thousand, is wild. It is possible because the payload of those transactions, of every single one of those transactions, was very small, very micro. So it was able to push the block DAG beyond its normal max capability of 3,000 TPS. 3,000 TPS is more so like an average max, not like theoretical max. So that hitting this max was also like a record because it's not only a record for Kaspa, but it also it went higher than the max TPS of Solana. Crazy. Because once Solana hits that type of max TPS, it goes down. Transactions fail, and it can't really sustain that that TPS very efficiently or very effectively. Kaspa kept working, no problem. Whew, we're gonna just keep seeing like more eyes turn because like I wanted to go into something here, but you already know with Nick too, Nick Szabo, if I said his name right. I mean, he comes back he was on a 4.5 year hiatus. He was on a slumber for 4.5 years. He comes back almost immediately. One of his first tweets or comments complimenting the Kaspa block DAG. Unbelievable. Yeah, he asked questions. He asked really good questions, like basically asking about the node capabilities, the node infrastructure of Kaspa. He asked very good questions and he got very good answers from Jonathan himself. Other answers were really good too, but Jonathan's really like had all the details he needed. Fantastic interaction. And then he retweeted a tweet from a Caspian, from Odie, Crypto Odie, saying like, yo, this guy is like basically what led to the creation of Bitcoin and Kaspa. And he retweeted that. So you already know where his head's at. He's thinking, he's a visionary for sure. He's really into Kaspa. And he's literally like one of the developers and researchers that literally gave birth to Bitcoin with his research. He was also behind the early research of smart contracts. Like the whole idea behind it and everything. This guy, this Nick Szabo guy is wild. He's an OG of the OGs. It's by no coincidence that a lot of people think he is Satoshi. I mean, gosh, we have him as could be Satoshi. We have Jonathan could be Satoshi. These two guys, they could both be Satoshi. They could be the Satoshis or the team Satoshi. Crazy stuff. Yeah. But going back here, yeah, Yonatello. Cringe. It's loud. Thing I didn't like. All right, so we look at this whole video here, and this is what gave me major red flags. If everything they could have in a video, they have Bert. Okay, they have Bert. And if you aren't already aware of Bert is run by, I mean, it's not even like that popular of a token on Kaspa, okay? Koopa to Moon on Kasplex check. Wait, isn't Koopa like that one scam KRC20? So is this a meme that Koopa is now going to the moon? Because last I checked, there was that scam on KRC20. But yeah, okay, going back to Bert. Okay, so Bert, they're not even that popular. And for for them to like be praising them here in this video, acting like they're the main character or the secondary character of Kaspa is crazy and kind of strange. Because Bert is an anonymous developer, anonymous founder. And I don't know if you saw my one of my past videos giving all these red flags of all these different projects on Kaspa. Bert was on there because Bert was like this, very tightly associated with rugs on Kaspa. Bruce, Bully, and I forget the third one. I'll have to check back at that video I made. It wasn't that I didn't make that video too long ago, but like the artwork, like almost exactly the same. The tweeting style, almost exactly the same. And they promoted these random launches of these two random tokens. Bert promoted these tokens as if they were like buddies since day one. Very weird, very suspicious. And here we go again, this promotion of Bert as if Donatello and Bert were buddies since day one. Ah, man, I think it's all the same person. I think the person who made Donatello, the anonymous developer, the anonymous founder on Donatello is the anonymous founder on Bert. It's the anonymous founder on Bruce, Bully, and all those other. And it's not just on Kaspa, but Bert also launched on Base as Kurt. And I have people DMing me mentioning that the founder, the developer of Bert, he launched other meme coins on Base that rugged. So now he has rugs on Base, rugs on KRC20, and I'm just saying, be careful with your Donatello because anonymous dev, anonymous founder could just get up and leave any day, just like what happened with Kasbot Coin. Who is the founder of Kasbot Coin who rugged and left the community to dry? Literally, like, terrible. And he left. And guess who it is? It's none other than Domir. I'm not even following him anymore. I don't know. Okay, I can't even find him. But that one Domir guy, you see him sometimes on X. That guy was the founder of Kasbot Coin, and he changed his X handle. And now he's acting as like he's not the founder anymore. And he's basically wiped his hands clean and left Kasbot Coin to die. He rugged, he sold everything, and he's gone. But guess what? CoinX still has his handle associated with Kasbot Coin. And so now it shows up that Domir is like the name change of Kasbot. Yeah, it's crazy. It's real crazy. So basically what I'm trying to say is stay far, far away from anonymous founders, anonymous developers, because they will leave you. They'll leave you to dry. They'll sell on you, then they'll ghost and they'll be gone. And you're gonna have the CTO community, and that never works out. Never does. Even if it does, it's never the same. So just be careful out there. And yeah, even though they have a lot of popularity right now, I really do hope it's enough popularity to keep the anonymous developer on board long term. But yeah, Byte, yo, see, Byte is not anonymous founder. I think Triage, aren't you the founder? Yeah, has a face, my friend. True. See, that type of stuff I respect. I respect people that put a face behind their project, behind their token, that are doxxed. Yeah, that's very respectable. And because yeah, there's accountability there. That's really what we need in crypto. Big hug, my friend. Hey, you too. Yo, thanks, Matix. I want to stream some more often. So yeah, I mean that's basically the rundown. I was showing with MetaMask, Casware, Curve, Catbridge. Everything worked pretty well. I had to use MetaMask, Castle Wallet to get things done. Let's see. Let's get a swap in. I have some Kaspa remaining. see how much Nacho I can get. I put like 120. Okay, I get like 250k Nacho. If I swap 140 Kaspa, 141 Kaspa. All right, I'll do it. Sold. I'll have 20 Kas remaining. Not too much. Should be fine, I think. Exactly. There's no other corporate coin. Yo, Trillion Capital. So what's up with because you have a TCTC, like, yeah, I was looking into that a little bit. I literally have no idea what your project's all about. Literally have no idea. It's a corporate token. Tell me what's up with it. All right, add Nacho to my wallet. I think I already have Nacho. But sure, I'll add it again. Okay, so now I'm basically dry on Kaspa. I bought so much Nacho. And we're gonna go to the staking, and we're gonna stake some Nacho. I already have 500,000 in here. Let's top it up. I'll make it even. 750,000. Oh, wait a sec. Nice and even. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any more questions or you want me to walk through anything more, let me know, because I'll probably end the stream shortly. But yeah, I definitely want to test things more when the lending protocols come out. We got Fervent Finance. That's going to be an extension of Zealous. And we have Kaspa.com. They're going to have their own lending. I want to check out, what's that called? Finance. I saw it in the chat. Kaspa Finance is another DEX. I want to check them out. Launch app. Add the bookmark. So here's another one. Just basically another DEX, so V3 DEX. See what they have here. Is this on testnet? No, mainnet. Okay, another thing that's cool is Zealous is that they have their bridging. So there we go. I have 750,000 Nacho staking. Start earning once platforms start like running. They have the bridge, so you actually don't need to like memorize, or you don't have to, not memorize. You don't even have to like look up the links. You could literally press Cast Bridge and Cat Bridge here in Zealous Swap, and it sends it right to you. So very convenient. Very nice. Is this the same thing here? Yeah. So this one is just for the Kaspa itself. To launch it again. Okay. So they have an airdrop. How to participate? Join our phase 1 airdrop. 2 million KFC. Okay, so basically all these platforms, Kaspa Finance. This is just another one. See, I just wasn't crazy about how Kaspa Finance was botting their socials. Just was a red flag for me. So that's why I wasn't so crazy about them. But I mean, I am keeping an eye on it because it seems like they're doing a lot of partners. They have a lot of partners out there. So I am keeping an eye on them, but still I still have slight reservations toward them. But I do respect how they are trying to really build. But Kaspa.com, they have an airdrop. You use their platform, testnet. You even hold popular KRC20 tokens. You're going to get part of the airdrop of their token. Zealous Swap also has an airdrop for various things like staking, farming. If you use their testnet, you use their platform. They have airdrop for like a lot of different. You don't. They do not need an excuse to hand out tokens. KNS name service is cool because it's just like Handshake. HNS. Yeah. I never handshake. I don't know what even handshake is. What's a handshake on? Like what is that on a different blockchain or is that on like a Web2 thing? Yeah, KNS is awesome. It's so cool. You can message me scape.kas. Yeah, definitely get yourself a KNS if you haven't yet. Because yeah, get some cool names too. It's a long investment. It's like a long-term investment. Once Kaspa starts getting a lot of like adoption and all that, people are going to be hunting down these cool KNS names. And yeah, there's almost like there's basically infinite amount of domain names, but the cool ones, the ones that are maybe low characters, especially those ones are rare. Names are also rare because everyone wants their name. Everyone needs their name on on Kaspa. Why we need an L2? So the thing with L2, it's necessary for smart contracts. Okay, that's just how smart contracts work. It needs an L2. But there's other ways, okay? Sparkle, for example, is going to be an L1.5. It's going to be more natively integrated with Kaspa itself. It's going to, I think, have to do with having its own Kaspa virtual machine. Right now, we're using the Ethereum virtual machine. This is good because we can get a lot of different developers from existing ecosystems from Ethereum and all of Ethereum L2s. They can come over to Kaspa much more easily. They come to Kaspa very easily, actually. That's that's the thing with L2 right now. Okay, based rollups. It does everything that Ethereum had only dreamed to achieve, but it doesn't stop there. Okay, we're going to get native programmability on the L1 with vprogs. That's what Solana is doing right now. But Solana is failing at it because they aren't decentralized anymore. Solana is like a supercomputer, a super massive centralized computer system, computer network. Like, what's the point? You might as well just do Web 2. So, you already know, Kaspa is going to be able to do Solana, but make it decentralized and make it even more scalable. It's literally the best of every single crypto network. The best of Solana, the best of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has the security. Solana doesn't have that security. Bitcoin has better security. Kaspa has better security. So Kaspa takes the best of Bitcoin, the best of Solana, the best of Ethereum, puts it all together. So the L2 on Kaspa right now is just the start. It's just like part of the picture. We're gonna get a layer 2. We're gonna get another layer 2. So we have an L2 right now. We're gonna get another one. Then we're gonna get an L1.5, and then we're gonna get programmability on the L1 with vprogs. So then we're gonna tie it all together with zero knowledge proofs. So you're gonna be able to seamlessly interact between all these different layers, like without any issue. That's with zero knowledge proofs. And then Dagnite is going to be able to put the throughput to the maximum, like to the actual maximum, as fast as internet can possibly put transactions, like the speed of transactions. It's going to be limited only by internet, only by hardware. Like that's why technically we could put Dagnite at like 1,000 BPS or 1,000 BPS, 1 million transactions per second. But at that point, it would become centralized because you're not going to be able to have hardware like home hardware that costs like $100, $200. You're not going to be able to have that anymore. You're going to need to have like industrial grade stuff, and it's going to make it centralized like Solana. But that's the one trade off. That's why we can't put Dagnite at like 200 BPS. That's why 100 BPS Dagnite is like all we would basically ever need. That puts it on par with the max capabilities basically of Visa and MasterCard. Uh, yeah. Oh, it's an old project. So Handshake is an old project for decentralized. TLD for websites, also proof of work. Interesting. Interesting. Play platform TTT. Oh, platform. Say what? You're asking what's the platform? Or are you asking Trillion Capital for the platform? I don't know what you're asking. But yeah, that's why I'm bullish. Stay bullish on Kaspa. It's literally the best. What were we doing? I forget. We go, oh yeah, checking out Kaspa Finance. So they have an earn liquidity. Something went wrong. Huh? Error tracking ID. What? I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Okay. So yeah, that's the gist of it. That's the gist of the whole platform. Like all these different platforms on Casper right now, they're getting warmed up, honestly. So on Zealous, I was having fun staking, farming, adding liquidity, adding it to a farm, staking Nacho, all the good stuff, everything I could basically do. I'm going to reiterate again, I don't suggest adding liquidity to a liquidity pool. I don't suggest farming because there's impermanent loss, there is actual risk involved, and yeah, stick with holding, stick with staking. Because staking, it's like you put it, you let it earn passively from Moonbound, from platform revenue. 2000x. 2000x. Yeah, Mr. Zeku, what do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. So what Caspa's doing amazing. Honestly, this type of setup, like, I really do hope it bounces from here. Hard to say what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to say. Anything could happen. It could definitely create the support level to bounce further up. The trend lines support the thesis that the price is very undervalued and it should bounce up. But you look on big picture, especially with respect to like the rest of the crypto market, and the crypto market has room to consolidate a little bit. I don't know why that disappeared. So the crypto market has, there we go. Crypto market has room to fall back down. But I really do believe that Kaspa could enter its own cycle. It could power its own cycle, especially with massive development in news and adoption. I really do think that could be powered by zero knowledge proofs. It could easily be powered by Dagnite, VProgs, even Igra Labs Q4 2025 or Q1. So right now we're getting the good recognition even from like Nick Sabo. I mean, that's huge. So we'll see how things work. We may have to. I really do hope we don't have to dip down lower. But I'm not like, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to keep my expectations so high for them just to be let down. I'm just trying to be real. That yes, there's a lot of room to go and to fill this gap right here, for example. Um, but if the rest of the market, for example, Bitcoin, there's just room for it to fall back down. There's room for it to come back down. Looking at the others chart, for example, okay, it's as you see here, there's room for it to come back to retest a little bit. Um, Even on the macro time frame, imagine if it wants to fall back all the way down here before coming back up. What else is out there? Yeah, this is an interesting one. Gold with respect to Bitcoin, likewise, it's on the bottom of its channel, so it really should break upward from here. But again, looking macro, it could enter a little bit of like a bear market and drop back down to this low, like it did back here, like it did back here. And if it drops back down to this macro deep, deep support level, then that could literally signal like a little bit of a bear market for, I don't know what, for 6 months. But that during that exact scenario, that bear market that we saw, that's when Kaspa had its first bull run, bull cycle for Kaspa. So I really do think that even worst case scenario that we enter a bear market, that Kaspa could experience finally its second bull cycle. I really do believe that is possible, especially with all these different uh, factors in play within Kaspa, development wise, adoption wise. even with its emission schedule. It doesn't have that sell pressure. The sell pressure is reducing day by day. So that's my thoughts on it, very briefly. Hey yo, botanical wonders. Truly believe we're looking at the bright future for it. Absolutely, absolutely. You have to look. I mean, it's hard to imagine. Like if we get past this next year for Kaspa, if adoption finally takes a little bit of a foothold for Kaspa the next year, especially, this is the hardest part. The first year, especially with DeFi, getting a little bit of that, initial adoption, initial exposure. That's going to be the tough part. But then the coming years, the next 5 years, next 10 years, it's going to be all smooth sailing. Because once you get the DeFi ecosystem really churning, that's going to be getting the fees, the fee network. It's all going to be activated. It's all going to be, mining is going to be very profitable. Price is going to go up. It's going to keep going. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be parabolic, the adoption levels and everything like that. So right now it's Kaspa's literally at its lowest, almost its lowest since basically inception, honestly. Until Kaspa surpasses the largest scam in human history, XRP, and Kaspa is massively undervalued. True. Could not say that better. XRP is literally just an extension of fiat. It's an extension of banks. That's all it is. So that's why it's so highly priced, is because it's literally just another bank. Like there's not much difference. A lot of banks are worth like a lot of money, hundreds of billions. That's what it's at. That's why it's there. But it's absolutely not going to survive long term once you have actual real trustless money in the picture, and especially as it gains more exposure and adoption, kind of like Bitcoin. Yeah. I mean, on that note, probably going to end the stream here. So thanks everyone for stopping by. It was really fun. Had a chill time with you guys. So catch you on the next one. Peace out, guys.